did last night. I hope y'all could see it. All right, and so what we're going to do today is we're going to paint, I'm hoping to paint 4 total seashells, okay? And we're going to do them all on 6x6 canvases. So today we're going to do the first one, and I'm going to keep the color scheme the same as this. So what colors did we use to do this? Let me put this right here. We used phthalo blue, so I'm going to put a little bit of phthalo blue, okay? We used ocean green, which y'all know I love my ocean green. Raw umber. Hey Sandy, I was hoping you figured out that we were earlier than we said we were last night. Unbleached titanium. The 3 inches is right here. I gotta move over just a little bit. So from the center, somewhere in the bottom, I'm gonna go to the right. Maybe I should go up a little bit. I'm gonna go to the right and to the left. I don't want it to go that far, so I'm going to kind of give myself a guide. I'm going to go down just a little bit. You think this is easy to draw, but when it's symmetrical like that, sometimes it's hard. I'm going to give y'all a template. I'm just going to paint it first, or I'm going to help y'all draw it. So I'm going to have 2 little kind of like little corners right here. Okay. And then this, okay, so this is the part that we have to pay attention to. It's going to kind of look like a fan, of course. But when we start painting, it's going to be more like curvy, like this. So it goes in and out and in and out like that. Okay, so it's going to have some kind of design like that. I think I'm going to make these just a little bit bigger. And make this come down just a little bit more. Okay, so it's hard when it has to be symmetrical because you want both sides to be about the same size. So that is my design. We are going to start, let me see what paintbrush I have hanging out in here already. I'm going to grab this one. It's a Filbert brush, and I think it's going to work well. Where's my rag? Oh, here it is. I need some new rags, y'all. Color is kind of dark. All right, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to mix. I'm probably going to use this paintbrush for most of the painting. Let me show you what paintbrush I'm using. It's a Filbert brush. So it has that nice, soft, rounded edge. So when I go to make these shells like this, you know, it'll already have that pretty rounded edge right there. It might be kind of wide though. But we're going to try it and see if that works. Okay? But what I'm going to do first is I'm going to use kind of like a really light cream color all the way around the outside. Okay, and we could always do our background after to kind of reshape the shell once we're done. But I'm just going to put one coat right now all the way around the outside. Now remember, I'm trying to keep the same color scheme as what we painted last night. Y'all, I got so many compliments about that painting already. I'm so excited about it. The painting we did last night, if y'all didn't see it. Hey, Miss Lynn. Miss Tribe Sister of the Month. How's it going? I ordered your cup today. So your tumbler should be on its way. If you did not know, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Lynn Allison is our Tribe Sister of the Month. And you get one of these cups, which I'm drinking my green tea. I'm all of a sudden addicted to green tea. You get one of these cups with your name on it and a symbol of Jen's Den Art Tribe on it. And it actually has a cover to it, but I don't use the cover. It's my sister's daughter. And it's going to be my sister's first grandbaby. So they are super excited. All right, so I'm just going with a really light, beautiful coat of this cream color. So I am gonna kind of make the background look like that picture. I'm gonna take I think I'm just gonna take a flat brush. I'm not gonna use a palette knife. I'm just gonna take a flat brush and I'm gonna kind of dry brush with a little bit of a darker brown. So what I'm doing is I'm using my raw umber and the tan color that's already there, and I'm just kind of dry brushing. I didn't dip my paintbrush in the water is what I'm saying. And so I'm just going to kind of use, there we go. I'm just going to kind of use a little bit of color. So the paint is still kind of sticky, and so it moves kind of funky, you know, when the paint's sticky like that.
Hey, I don't see myself.
I don't know where you are either. Oh, there you are.
Hey guys. God bless you all. Mwah. Pray that I fix this
toilet
flange hole that was cemented. The flange was cemented into the floor, which is not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to put a wood ring around it so you can replace the flange if it ever gets old and decrepit like it is now. So, anyway, later.
Good luck, Michael. Okay, maybe I am going to use the palette knife just a little bit. And I'm going to add just a little bit of that color. A few little areas. And I'm going to do the sides like that too. I might even put some white with it. But I don't know. I'm just going to start with this. I want it to be subtle like our painting. Oh, I forgot to paint this side. Look at that. I forgot that whole side. Let me get some of this cream paint here. That's not the color I used, huh? I used like cream and white together. So let me go back over that to make it really light. Okay, there we go. I'm going very subtle in a little bit of brown and that cream. This is still a little wet. It works better when you let it dry a little bit and doesn't, see, like when the layer underneath it is dry, it makes it a lot more rustic looking. When the layer underneath it is still wet, see how it was still wet here? It makes it, it kind of smooths it in. And that's not really what I want. I want that rustic look. I want that, that look like this. See? So I'm going to let this dry and I'm going to come back and fix that. I don't want it to be all smooth like that. So that's why I went ahead and once you let this dry, once you let this layer dry, then you can add a little bit. You know that gold color, that gold metallic would probably look really good on this. So if you want to do that, I don't blame you. Let me get that picture back up. Okay. So now I'm going to go in the white. So I got my Filbert brush that has the curled end. And I'm actually going to start with just white. And I'm going to just kind of fill in some areas with white. I know you really can't tell that there's white, but what it's going to do is it's going to allow the paint to move better when I start adding color. Instead of just working with the white canvas, now that I'm adding white paint and if I keep my paint wet, that white paint wet, it's going to help everything move a lot better. So that's my goal here. This should probably come down a little bit further, huh? So I'm just kind of giving myself a backdrop of a pretty good amount of white paint just everywhere on the shell. Michael, everybody said good luck.
Thank you. If they want to come over and help, I'm cool with that.
He said if y'all want to come over and help, he's cool with that. All right. So we're going to start there. And then we're going to start picking up this blue. I'm going to mix the blues together. So remember I have the phthalo blue and the ocean green. So the ocean green, it's just like a really light teal color. So if you don't have this particular ocean green, you can use any color you want. Just some kind of pretty, whatever color you used on your background, if you want them to match, then just go ahead and, okay, so that's way, way too dark. I'm going to add some white to it. And I'm going to fill my paintbrush up. And I'm going to kind of double load. I'm going to load one side with more blue and the other side with more white. Let's see how that's going to work. So I'm just going to, let me just start right here. I'm going to push down and then I'm going to turn. Down here, I need it to be really skinny. Up here, I need it to be wide. So I'm going to push, and then I'm going to try to turn to make it thinner as I go down. I don't know if that's going to work. I might have to just use a different brush for that. Let me just do this first. See how that's going to work. Make sure you go in straight to the center when you do this. Okay, so this is, let me grab a little bit more paint. And I'm going to show you to make sure you stay in, you coming straight. Let me try a palette knife so y'all can see what I'm talking about. I just want to make sure you know that the whole time you're coming straight right here to this center. Okay, so maybe make yourself some little lines so you know, okay, all of my lines here. We're going to come back and actually make some lines, but I just want to make sure you can see, like, all of my lines are coming from that place. Okay, that kind of helps, right? You can kind of see what you're doing now. So let me grab some more paint. And then I'm gonna just, oops, that's way too dark. Don't do what I just did. I want to try to keep it really subtle, so I want to use a lot of white. And I don't want to do it, I don't want to put these colorful shell, like I want to keep the white in between. All right, does that make sense? So I want some of the white underneath to still show through. I don't want the whole thing just to be blue. I want it to be white, blue, white, blue, white, blue. Okay? Resin on. Yes, that would be so cool, Nadine. Thank y'all. 5-minute break from work. Hey, Mel, how's it going? Yeah, we did the floor already. The floor was fun, actually. I've done flooring before. We did like some laminate floor. Actually, it's like waterproof wood. It looks like wood. It's really pretty. Okay, that's kind of cool. What do y'all think? All right, I'm going to go with a little bit more of the blue. Oh, you know what I did last night that I'm just remembering? I used a little bit of black, a little bit of white. So I want to add that color in there too. Let me show y'all what I'm talking about. Last night, to make this color, this dark blue, I used gray and the same blue that I'm using right now. So I'm going to add some of that gray to it. And the way that I made the gray was I used black and white, and then I mixed some of the blue in it. So let's do that right now. And we'll make kind of like a grayish. Let's see if I can get that going. Yeah, that's getting there. That's kind of the color I had last night. Let's try some white in there. Yeah, there we go. So I'm using the phthalo blue, the ocean green, and black and white. And I'm making kind of like a grayish color. Let's see how that's going to do. Ah, that's pretty. So I'm just barely touching because I have a lot of paint on my paintbrush. I'm trying to make all of that come down. See that color? So that color right there is the same blues, but I just added some black and white to it to make it have a little bit of a different tone. So isn't that cool that I was able to do that? Okay, let's go with a little bit of dark brown, just in a few little spots. Probably need a different brush, but me being lazy, I'm not switching my brushes. But I'm going to show you in just a minute what we're going to do. So hold on to your britches. Okay, switching brush because I need to. I need to switch my brush around. I am going to, okay, you have options here. I'm going to use a palette knife with the black and the brown. It's okay. What you doing?
I'm done.
You finished with it?
No, I mean, I'm done making noise.
Oh. All right. I'm going to take the palette knife and I'm going to put that color on the edge, and I'm just going to touch and touch. Now I want to make sure that I'm coming down right to that center every time I do that. You can use a paint marker for this too. That would probably look good as well. Look how pretty it's coming out. Those little details like that always make a big difference. You know I have to stick that palette knife in there and make some boo-boos on it. I'm always good at doing that. Isn't this cute? Okay, I'm going to take some of this and I'm going to just move it around with my finger to give it a little more shadow. Look at that. Sweet. Okay, let me use the, I'm excited because it's coming out a lot better than I expected it to. Let me see if I can find, oh, this is white. I don't want white, I want black. My black Posca pen is what I'm looking for. Well, this is not a Posca, but it's a Permacolor. That'll work. So I'm going to go like on these little areas right here. I'm just going to kind of make the curly edges. Let me do that right here. Kinda cute, huh? Kinda cute. What else do y'all see I can do? I see a couple of things I can do. Okay, so the more I look at it, the more I think that metallic color would go well. I'm gonna make it have a little bit of a shadow on one side, and I'm gonna do that with my finger. So I'm using a little bit of a darker, I don't think I'm going to do it with my finger. I'm going to kind of dry brush just a little bit, like right here underneath. Make it have a little bit of a shadow going on. This is fun. This is fun, fun, fun. There's my little shadow. You can even go all the way around if you want. What do y'all think? I think it's... Something else you could do is you could splatter it with the paintbrush. The colors are really pretty because they match the original painting that we did last night. So you're making the little curves back and forth. When the curve goes down, it's white. When the curve goes up, it's blue. That's the way that I kind of used my judgment on where to put the blue versus the white. So when the curve goes down, it's white. When the curve goes up, that's where I put the blue. So that, again, that's just how I came up with the idea. To see, I love the fact that I'm giving y'all options for your paintings. You know, like you can make it a lake or you can make it an ocean, or you know, you could put glitter or you could not put glitter, or you could splatter it. I'm thinking about splattering it. I'm not sure. I'm just going to keep it that way for now. All right, guys, y'all have a great day, and thank